welcome back to the lab, and today is a different day. I'm drinking some coffee, just like usually, and I will show you some things I had recently got in mail. I hadn't really used any of them, they were kind of laying on the desk. I wanted to do a unboxing. Unfortunately, I never did the unboxing since I opened all the packages, but all of the items are still intact, so I thought, why not, let's make a kind of review of what we have. So the first item is a rather very important one and something I wanted to have for a long time, and these are these nice flush cutters. Now, I did have one before which I used for a long time, but as you see right there, I cut something really hard, and it made a dent, and it's no good anymore for cutting. And this is the cheap one you can get. This one was, I think it was $7 on eBay, and well, the difference is quite big. It just cuts copper like it should be cutting copper, and I'll never actually cut anything else than copper with this thing, because now I know. But this is a tool that you would use on the circuit boards when you have actually soldered something on the back of the PCB and you have to cut the leg off. These are flush cutters, so they cut directly on the surface and you end up with a nice solder joint. So the next item I have gotten is this. This is thermal paste, and it's a Chinese thermal paste, and I believe it's 7 grams. Yeah, 7 grams per tube. And I need a lot of thermal paste for my future projects. I want to do some high power switching gear, and I just needed a lot of thermal paste, and I thought I would just look for, you know, decent quality thermal paste for transistors. You don't need the best thermal paste for that application. So I went online and I actually found a seller really close to me that sold all of these for $11 and free shipping. I couldn't believe it, so I actually bought the whole thing for $11, and you know, it was about 4 days until I had gotten the item. But you get 8 tubes, 7 grams each. I think that's brilliant. So the next 2 items go side by side, and these are high voltage capacitors, 3 kilovolts, and high voltage diodes. There was a guy who asked in the comments, you know, if I could do something. I said, yeah, hey, why not? I just need the parts. So I finally got the parts. So that project will be coming out soon, when I will be using these components. I actually don't remember what's the value for these capacitors. Let me check. 10 nanofarads. Now for these high voltage diodes, there seems to be a confusion on the internet. How do you test these high voltage diodes? And I don't know, but people don't seem to understand how they work. It's just a whole bunch of diodes in series, and essentially instead of a 0.6 volts of a drop in regular diodes, you get about 60 or 80 volts of a drop across the diode. So yeah, pretty much in order for you to test the diode with a regular meter like this one, you need it to go up to 100 volts when it tests the diode. That's why you can't test it. So yeah, so I had to turn my lights down. It was too bright on the camera, but anyway, these are LED strips. So these are actually quite nice, and I bought them for one specific reason. So I bought 10 meters of this white LED strip, and it does not have any silicone on it because it was just cheaper. So that's what I went with. So as you can see, okay, white LEDs, and I am planning to use these strips for a TV I have fixed. Now there's going to be a link somewhere on the screen for you to click, but pretty much I was fixing a TV and there was no backlight, and I wanted to use LED. I didn't have the right LEDs, so I ended up kind of making another inverter for it to drive the tubes, and then the tubes were working, but they don't light up all the way, so it kind of looks weird on the screen. So that TV is still good, but the only thing is that it needs the proper backlight. So that's why I bought a whole 10 meters of these LEDs, and yeah, I thought it's gonna be one row, but then I looked at the description again. It said 2 rows of 5 meters each, so that's a little bit how you're doing, but it's nice and cheap because it doesn't have the silicone coating. And these LEDs are obviously RGB. Why not? These LEDs will go into my PC, well, some of them, and I'm still waiting for the controller for them. I can make my own, but it's not going to be as good as you having the remote, right? So these are RGB LEDs, and they're quite good, really bright, and just good LEDs. So I think I have 5 meters. Pretty sure I got 5 here. So yeah, 5 meters of RGB strip. So the next item is some potentiometers, because we can. These particular ones are B5K, mostly used for alarm 317. That's why I bought them specifically for that purpose. So I think I got 10 here. And speaking of LM317, there it is. 20 or so LM317s here. Voltage regulators up to 1.5 amps. You can also do different things with this thing. It's a really cool building block of many electronic circuits. So if you really want to do some cool stuff, get some LM317s, and that's gonna make your life a lot easier. So last but not least, we have 10 of these micro USB charge controllers for 18650 batteries. So essentially what you do is, this is a charger and a protection circuit at the same time, so these are really cool. So essentially what you do is you plug it in, right, and you have your battery plus minus terminals here, and as well as you have your outputs. So it is a protection circuit from so it's a overcurrent protection, low voltage protection, and over voltage protection, as well as charge controller at the same time. These are really cool, and if you're making some sort of USB powered device, you might want to put a battery in it as well. And if you do, it's going to be a good idea to put one of these in there so you can charge it. You have the battery protection, so you got over current, over voltage, under voltage, and all of that. So cut. So last but not least, we have this 10 boards here, and they are micro USB protection board, so, and they are a charger at the same time, so it charges your battery and it discharges your battery. So you charge it just by plugging in a micro USB port in there. It's going to charge your battery, and you have output terminals where you have low voltage protection and overcurrent protection. So these are really good. So if you put one of these on your cells, that's gonna give you full protection. So 1 amp charging current, and I believe it's like 1 amp discharging current, which is alright for most applications. And yeah, pretty cool. So the last item here is this. These buck converters. It's a LM2596, and these are actually really good boards. I'm quite honestly surprised. So you give it whatever voltage you want. I believe it's up to 40 volts if I'm correct. You can correct me in the comments, but this thing is 3 amps capable, so I believe it's on the input. So yeah, you're gonna get some more current on the output because it's a buck. But I've been doing some off-camera testing, and I'm gonna tell you that this is a really capable device. You can even drive resistive loads with this thing, like lights and stuff, so pretty cool. And the other important feature is when you vary the voltage on the input, the output stays the same, it's constant. So I'm quite glad that it does that, because that means it has a similar property to a LM317, and this will be a really good power supply for something that is battery powered, because when the battery is drained, the output stays constant. So that's really cool. So guys, that's about it for this video, and hopefully you liked this kind of a little overview, not really unboxing, but yeah, just mail I got over the last month, and that should give you some sort of understanding of what kind of content you should expect coming out in the near future, since I will be using all these parts for project. And yeah, let me know down below in the comment area if you think of any project I can make with these parts. Just put it down there, I'll check it, and if it's gonna be a good idea, you might see a video coming out soon with that particular project. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you like the video, you know what to do. Leave a like, dislike, whatever. Subscribe to my channel so you will know when a new video comes out. Hit that bell notification button so you see when a new video comes out right away. And yeah, thank you for watching, and see you next time.